It's 2 for Tuesday, an open tag started by Tom over at Knife Delights. If you haven't looked at his channel, go check him out. We're going to look at two different camp knives today. This first one is made by Cattleman's Cutlery, and it has some beautiful wood covers on it. The reason I originally got this knife is very similar to the knife that my grandfather had carried, and I don't have his knives. I have a lot of his tools, but I don't have his knives. He used to carry one of these every single day. It's got your can opener, your bottle opener, and flat screwdriver, a spear point blade, and an awl. This one has single threaded bolsters. The blades are stainless steel. You can see the Cattleman's Cutlery there. And stainless steel on this side. And then you can see the PRC, People's Republic of China. So this is a Chinese-made knife. The second knife is this Boker Magnum. It comes in a nice tin. Paperwork. So this Boker camp knife is a little bit different than other ones. It has some tools on the back side. Now this is a knife that I actually got by mistake. I had ordered a Boker Stockman that came with a clip blade, a sheep's foot blade, and a leather punch, and that was $19. They sent me this by mistake. I decided to keep this one. They didn't have any more of the other ones in stock, so they were fine with that. So that's how we left it. This one's got one of these older style can openers. I've never used these. I have to try this out and see how it works. And you have your cap lifter and screwdriver. Over on this side you have a pen blade, but it's actually a clip point. Usually the pen blade is a spear point, so that's kind of interesting. Then you have the main blade. The main blade is a spear point. And you can see on here it says 440 stainless. I'm pretty sure this is 440A because there's nothing specified anywhere. And usually when there's nothing specified, you can pretty much assume it's 440A. Now one thing that is interesting on this knife is they gave the steel kind of a gray finish. I think they're trying to mimic an old carbon steel knife where they get grayed out. But definitely is not carbon. This is stainless steel. Now on the back side of this knife, you have a corkscrew. And I'm curious to see if the little screwdriver, the little eyeglass screwdriver from the Victorinox fits in this. And then you have a rather interesting punch. See, it's got a round over here, like a quarter round. And then these two sides are square, has two flat sides. So if you were going to make a hole in a piece of wood, either way you turn this, you're getting not really a sharp, but you're getting an edge that'll cut into the wood and make a hole. But at the same time, it almost looks reminiscent of a marlin spike. So I wonder if this can also help you get some knots out. It's quite pointy, but I found this is a very interesting punch. I've never seen one quite like that. And that's what I kind of think is it combines a regular awl for making holes along with a marlin spike for getting out knots. So that could be useful in camp. So I didn't have any decent camp knives, and this gives me two that I can have as part of my collection. I'm probably not going to take either of these out in the field and use them. This one I may carry occasionally because this reminds me of my grandfather. So this one may get some occasional use. But these are mostly just knives for my collection. So I won't be doing any kind of a long-term review or see how they hold up or see how they hold an edge. These are just knives that I had wanted just for the collection. I have a lot of knives that I like to use. I do not have many that are just for collecting, that aren't for use, that are safe queens. Only a few. These are not expensive knives. They're both very affordable, but these are just because, like I said, I used to do a lot of work with my grandfather, and he used to let me use one of his knives when we worked together. So I've carried this style knife with him many times. He passed away in the mid 1980s. So it is nice to have something to remember some of those times by, and some of the work that we did together. We'll see you next time.